All right, well, let's go.
Dr. Reid, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Happy to join you. We're diverting ourselves with an interesting political discussion while we're waiting on Dr. Howard Reid to tell us about Jamaica's liquid gold. Please tell us how you've come to this position and how we can all benefit from these discoveries.
But essentially, what we're looking at is, and most of us in Jamaica we know what's called oil nuts, right? It's castor oil seeds, which make Jamaican Black Castor Oil. And Jamaican Black Castor Oil has a history of about 400 years. It came across with our ancestors who were formerly enslaved, and it's been a tradition that has been a part of Jamaican village life. From the plantation right through to present day, it's been used as a liniment, it's used as an emollient. It's something that is a part of our structure. And it's an oil that when we migrated to Central America, to the United States, Canada, to the UK, we took with us. And it's now a huge cosmetic oil, nutraceutical oil, which has a global value in trade of $300 million.
Wow. Just all castor oil or castor oil of the particular type that we grow in Jamaica has that value, Dr. Reid?
Just Jamaican Black Castor Oil. The global trade in castor oil is $1.8 billion. The Jamaican Black Castor Oil is $300 million.
Well,
and Ronnie and Pernell, the sad thing, though, is that Jamaican Black Castor Oil from Jamaica only makes up $5 million of that.
Dr. Reid.
Yes, sir.
You have such information that the rest of us don't know. Because I was told, and I think it came from somewhere in South America, their type of castor oil. And I planted it, and the ants really...
Ants?
Yam it out.
Oh.
The seeds.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get it come up. But what he's telling us now that our old-time castor oil is better than that one?
It is, and essentially what happened is that the castor oil that's been here for 400 years has really had resistance to all the diseases we have here. So our traditional oil nut is dehisces, what they call pops. So it's a little bit more difficult to gather, but in terms of the seeds, in terms of the oil that's made from it, has been something that has been treating our ancestors for 400 years.
Yeah, but I know that we've been using what we call oil nut running. Oil nut, a lot of that in the country. But the gold one that is used for certain type of oil used in the airplane and all of these things is a new type of castor oil.
Dr. Reid is saying that it is a traditional oil nut that is the valuable one. Do I understand you, sir?
I'm not. What I'm saying is that so there are different kinds of castor oil, including the oil that kernel that you just spoke about. So you have chemically extracted castor oil, which is used in the commercial trade, including for Castrol in terms of engine, using paint, etc. And that's really the lowest value castor oil. You have extracted castor oil by various means. But the Jamaican Black Castor Oil is unique. It's an oil that is made from roasting, from mashing, traditionally in mortar and pestle,
yes,
and then boiled. And then that boiled oil is skimmed off, and that's what makes the Jamaican Black Castor Oil.
And that is what people use in their hair. That is what people, you give school picnic to purge them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what has happened, when we moved, it's an very exciting cosmetic oil, and both for the hair and skin. And it's used now in the global trade in cosmetics. And the Jamaican Black Castor Oil is by far the most valuable castor oil on the market. It's 5 to 7 times the value of any other castor oil.
Hear that now. So, Doc, I have to have you been able to trace why it is that we have undervalued this product, and can you take us through the story of its resurgence? I'm a devotee of going to Denby Agricultural Show, and I remember going several years ago and being told of the resurgence of black castor oil, but I haven't got the impression that we are cashing in on this tremendous opportunity. What say you?
Not yet, and this is where now. So a little bit of the history. So Jamaican black castor oil has really been a sort of cottage industry. Small people, particularly the women of Jamaica, have been making Jamaican black castor oil for centuries. And you would give it to your friend, sell a little here, somebody come from abroad, you'd sell it.
Sure, buy it in Coronation Market.
But what has happened is that as we have moved across the world, the oil has moved with us. And it has spread. So the Jamaican diaspora and the Caribbean diaspora in particular, as you know, it's numerous.
Sure.
Our audience is well over 2 million, in terms of the tri-state area, and in the UK and different parts. So what has happened is that the world has opened up and realized the value of Jamaican black castor oil. And what has happened really is that foreigners, non-Jamaican, particularly out of India and China, have been making what is called Jamaican black castor oil.
Have mercy.
Yes. So 295 million, which should be coming to us, is going overseas.
Mr.
Produce
Reid,
that which is uniquely and authentically ours?
Correct. And associated with us for centuries.
My head hurt me, Pernell.
No, my head not hurt. This hurting me. People like Dr. Reid, and I'm sure a whole host of them, know this thing. And castor oil is still a pop, you know what I mean? When it's on hot, it come pop and fly out a country. Yeah. Nobody pick it up. Nobody use it. We have not been guided that here is gold. Plant it or pick it. So the woman pick a few pieces, boil it and bottle it and put in here and rub your skin, right? So this gold that you're talking about, it's not gold to us.
Well, I want to ask Dr. Reid, do you know of, I've heard of some commercial cultivation of castor beans in Clarendon. Is it increasing?
It's increasing, but just to give you a little bit of context. So the Modern Institute of Applied Sciences got involved in this industry about 3 years ago. And essentially, we partnered with the Jamaica Baptist Union. They have a project, a Grow Castor Bean project.
The Baptist Union.
Baptist Union. So it's really a merger between academia and the church.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and they were reaching out to hundreds of farmers across the island. And what we did is headed by a wonderful social entrepreneur, Dr. Judith Johnson. So we got together, we looked at the industry, and what we realized is that, listen, that the world has commercialized this thing, but we haven't done so. So we looked at it and we put in a proposal to the a program called Complete Caribbean Partnership Facility, which is a joint program of the Inter-American Development Bank, the Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Office of the United Kingdom, the Canadian government, and the Caribbean Development Bank. And they are looking at innovation across 13 Caribbean territories. And we also liaise with the Jamaica Castor Industry Association, which is a local agency that really drives the industry here. And what we did is that we got funding, and the funding said, okay, were they able to imitate and see, and take away what's ours? And essentially what happened, gentlemen, is that we never told the world what Jamaican black castor oil is. So what we're doing now is developing a standard for Jamaican black castor oil with the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. So the Mona Institute at the UWI is doing the field work now. We have divided the island into 220 microclimatic zones. We're finding different kinds of castor. What we're doing, we're taking DNA samples, we're taking seed samples, and we're going to look for the commonality, because the lawyers tell us we have to find a commonality in the seed material. And once we have the standard, we're looking to develop what's called a Geographic Indication, a GI, which will allow our producers in Jamaica to put a mark on the castor oil and will forbid or stop other persons from calling their oil Jamaican black castor oil. So that's a first step.
But can we take the intent for the deed, Dr. Reid? Can we get the cultivation going on acres and acres of idle irrigated land, for example, that we have between St. Andrew and Clarendon? Lord,
Dr.
No.
Doc-
And
Doc-
I think
Dr.
that's
Reid,
it.
just before you answer that question, because I am concerned what I'm hearing. From Senton, castor oil just grow by itself where tansy grow.
Yeah.
It's not in any level land.
No.
And when it fit, it just pop and drop.
yeah.
Okay? First time here that anybody want to commercialize the Jamaican kind.
Yes.
And Carl James, who you know,
Sure.
and a tennis partner of
products.
mine, decided that there's a kind of castor oil that he has discovered, I don't know who in Jamaica else, that he has planted so many acres out in St. Catherine.
Well, he's a good Baptist, so I'm sure he may be connected with Dr. Reid.
Could have been.
Yeah.
But what has happened now? It's gone. I don't hear any. There's nobody who picked it up.
Well, here's Dr.
As a
Reid to tell us that.
Dr. Reid, we have so many hillsides that castor oil can grow on.
But we need
And we don't have any leadership, no guidance.
Okay, here it's coming. That's why he's on today.
Right? And find the Minister of Agriculture.
Well, let's hear more. Dr. Reid, so what are the prospects going forward? You're telling us of all of the particular standards that will allow you to get trademark recognition and product identity. But can we wait until all those things are done? Is that a long process? What do you think?
No, it's not a long process. But essentially, the research work started in 2020. We got interrupted by COVID, and we're about to restart. And it will take another 4 or 5 months to finish the field work. Then the reports will go in, and we'll start working with the Bureau on the standard and perhaps GI with JBCO soon after that. So it may take another year. But in terms of, to answer your question, what happens is that our competitors grow castor on a very large scale, with economies of scale. Secondly, one of the things that we haven't done as yet, we know we are finding a number of accessions of different types of varieties of castor, but we need to select which ones are the best cultivars. So we have to build the basis of an industry, and that's what's happening now. And thirdly, one of the challenges you have is that if you go and plant without securing the market, what tends to happen in Jamaica, and we know stories of this, where people go and plant acres of stuff, but there's no market. So it has to be a really systematic process, and that's what we're trying to achieve at the moment.
So let's look at. We understand what you're doing from one end, but are we coming together from the other end, Dr. Reid? Because it seems to me that we ought to be seeking those markets now. I'm dying to ask you if there's a seed bank that's going to be available in months or a year's time, because while you're doing all of this sifting and winnowing and legal and scientific stuff, we want to begin to have something in the ground. Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's on the way. So, for example, the JBCO Grow Castor Bean Cluster, they have a team of farmers that are already in the ground planting.
Good.
It needs to be expanded. It needs to be expanded with Jamaican varieties of castor seeds. And to your question, we're collecting from every single accession we find across the island. So we're putting together a seed germplasm bank.
Mm-hmm.
From that, we will then select cultivars. So yes, so that is in train.
Yeah.
Dr. Reid, let me just bounce two things off of you. One, you have to tell me whether goat eat it.
Yes.
Right?
What kind of question is that, Mr. Charles?
No, let me tell you. You'll be very interested.
Yeah.
One of the things that bothers the farmers, when they plant it, goat
Eat it.
eat it down. Now, there's one of them that goat don't eat.
Yes.
The next thing is...
Let him answer that question. Dr. Reid, you know anything about the goat and the castor oil, sir?
What we're finding is that the imported varieties,
Stop laughing.
we find that goats eat it.
The imported varieties.
But they don't eat the local one.
Yes, see that? No, that is the one. Very important.
They don't eat the local one.
No.
That's when I hear about this black gold.
Yeah.
First
thing you think about is goat.
No. What I'm talking
You're a real
about.
peasant.
What I'm talking about, Ronnie, is how much gold I lose.
Yes.
Because
You do it.
no man, castor oil, you just pop on your fly them, you sit there and play marble, dash it.
Okay.
And so if this is really a project, I would like to invite this man that I know about, Minister of Agriculture, right? That Dr. Reid, because in the bauxite reclamation lands,
Oh.
on them hillside
You
thing.
really could manage?
You need to, that's the kind of thing
Does it-
that I
do-
think could hit those places.
Does it take very fertile, very deep soil, Dr. Reid, do you know?
It takes a wide variety of soil. So it can grow in the bauxite area, and it has grown. Bauxite.
Well, Dr.
But
Reid,
if I could, though, just
Yeah.
put where you're going in terms of industry building in context.
Right.
Our total agriculture exports in 2020 was $238 million. So
Yeah.
if we're able to capture this market,
We're gone clear.
exactly, and you see the difference that it makes in terms, what will happen? Because a lot of the areas, and where Perna is talking, it is true, where crime has taken over, are the old sugar lands where people can't find jobs and employment.
Yes, yes.
It actually would provide a wonderful substitute. So this is a project we think should be of national importance. But I want to go further than that now. It allows, so for example, if we're trying to build for a long time a national cosmetic industry.
Yes.
If we're able to produce large volumes of Jamaican Black Castor Oil and other things, it can become the basis of we think, a multinational cosmetic industry. Because within the project, we're doing a number of things. We're trying to make what you call a total industry, right?
Yes.
So we're developing soap formulations from Jamaican Black Castor Oil. We're looking at using the waste for fertilizer, and we also are working on it using it for animal feed. So there's no waste coming from the industry.
Yes.
So it is the kind of modern project, and it is something that I think can make a very positive impact on Jamaica's economy.
Dr. Reid, I would be very happy to join you on your project, because let me tell you something. I know about this castor oil business, I know it don't smell good. So therefore, if you can put perfume in it, that woman can put it in the mirror. It is because Auntie Di used to say, make your hair grow.
Yeah.
But picnic can't sit. So if black castor oil that is the one that I cut down and chop down and goat don't eat, and it could grow up on the backside land, then let me know, because I have some land that I would like to.
You're already. But I want to ask
Already?
Dr. Reid, can we be competitive? My little experience, Dr. Reid, was in coffee.
Yes.
And I found out that after years of trying to use every legal means to prevent the abasement of the Blue Mountain Coffee name, the best thing to do was not to do that, but rather to produce efficiently and be able to be competitive and beat back the imitators. Is that an example that the castor oil industry might consider?
That's a wonderful example and great question, because the competitors produce at a fraction of our cost.
Oi.
So essentially, we have to get scale.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, our marketing study, which looked at the U.S. market, the U.S. market alone for Jamaican Black Castor Oil is $28 million US. And most of our $5 million goes to that market.
Right.
When they looked on it, they said, what do the consumers of Jamaican Black Castor Oil want? They want a oil that is from Jamaica. They want it that it's the traditional process, and they want it organic. And they're willing to pay a premium price.
Look at that.
Things are made.
You got your recipe.
That's right. So essentially, it's how do we organize ourselves in a way that you bring down the cost, which is scale.
Uh-huh.
And in terms of the market now, in terms of the large cosmetic firms, many of them use Jamaican Black Castor Oil.
Yeah.
But a lot of them,
Cut it.
not just, yes, but also they use the imitation.
Yeah.
So once we're able to say, listen, you can only, and this is very, very important now in terms of where you're going from, in terms of protection against competition. We're able to say, if it's not, and this is why we're doing the work on the plant, if it's not grown from these varieties of castor,
It's not the genuine thing.
it is not made using the Jamaican process, it is not made in Jamaica, can't call it Jamaican Black Castor Oil.
No, I understand that.
Dr. Reid, let me just say this to you quickly.
Yes.
This is a new thing on me, because people who have gotten into castor oil over the past 2 years is not the Jamaican castor oil. They import castor oil seeds
Oh, Lord.
for a different type of castor oil in Jamaica.
This is exciting.
The only thing I know about the Jamaican castor oil is that Auntie Di and my old people in my country, right? Them cook it, crush it, and get the oil for rub your hair or rub with this. And you understand? So if this is something now that can bring money, we just need leadership, investment, and one, if goat not eat it, and it don't need no whole heap of fertilizer because it's on the hillside.
Yeah, man.
With tansy. I have to chop it down because it hold on the tansy.
Indeed, I had to do that in the coffee field.
So the point is this, that if black castor oil in Jamaica can become
this is exciting.
a top let's go. I will join with you. I can't even give you some land.
Oh, give me a call.
You have to turn Baptist.
Right, and we can help you to that. But what I want to say now, and especially Bridge, and this is so important, reaching into the diaspora. The diaspora can help us in many ways. You speak about investments, etc., in terms of opportunities. But in addition to that, they need to be aware that a lot of the JBCO, the Jamaican Black Castor Oil out there, is not from Jamaica. It's not authentic.
Not you.
So by being educated and aware and supporting the authentic Jamaican Black Castor Oil, and this goes to the US, goes to Canada, it goes to the UK.
That's how they back us up.
That's right.
Got you. Give me 2 sentences about the Mona Institute of Applied Sciences. This is very important. I love the connection that you're doing the research. You're connecting with those who can do some production. Processing is going to be an issue. How do you function? Who funds you?
Well, we're self-financed primarily, apart from some core funding from UWI. To a large extent, we've been around for 20 years, and essentially we work with industry, solving problems. And and we're moving increasingly to what we're calling industrial research and innovation for business creation.
I love that. That's how the university must
Granny,
make its money.
I am so proud to hear that. I hear that from Northern Caribbean University and University of the West
Technology
Indies.
University.
They're going into investment.
These are good things. These are good things. Dr. Reid, thanks so much. Can we treat this as an introduction? And we'd love to hear from you as the process develops.
It's been a pleasure talking to both of you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Dr. Howard Reid, Executive Director of the Mona Institute of Applied Sciences. There's liquid gold in the black castor industry, the traditional castor bean of Jamaica. Thank you, LaFane. Exciting interviewees. I had a doubt, but I'm completely convinced. Thank you to Andrew Lawrence, President and Director of the Caribbean Trade Council, as well as to Dr. Reid, who we've just concluded with, and to Jeffrey Brown, and to Romy, and to LaFane, and to you, Sir Charles. Grateful for your company and for the excitement that this program builds. We mix the critique with the opportunity.
And just tell them that they can listen to the bridge.
Of course, the bridge.
Cross over to the bridge.
Listen, the uniting force in Jamaican and diaspora radio. Till next week, when the public eye resumes, we bid you Godspeed.